Alrighty, greetings everyone. Welcome to Carbines and Cantrips Bookclub. Tonight we are finishing up the Black Company, book one in the Black Company Chronicles series, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, this was a really cool book. I don't know, aside from Lord of the Rings, I don't know if I've read a lot of like other like foundational books for a genre. Maybe Starship Troopers, is that? Would that be considered like sci-fi?
Oh yeah, that's definitely a sci-fi. That and Dune.
Yeah. Okay, so I've read those two, but yeah, this one, military sci-fi or military fantasy, which is a genre I really like. I like. I think I first like really started liking mil sci-fi with. I keep doing that. Mil fantasy, with Servants of War, which was more like. Oh, Mallory says Jesse's on his way.
Cool.
We'll see him when he gets here. It's more like contemporary. It's like World War I, so it's a way more advanced tech, but it's still super fantasy. But yeah, I don't know. I really liked it. I like the mercenary aspect of it rather than being like a professional, like state-run, like Roman army or something else. Like the mercenaries kind of just get shifted and lumped in and end up like leading like the lady's actual like regular troops because they're so much more efficient than her actual troops are. And then they get used in this like political maneuvering stuff. It was great. It was a great book. Loved it. Oh, there he is. There we go.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Hey, oh man, you want to talk about swift drifting, man? I had to drop my little dude off with his mom 2 hours away. So poor Petey Possum almost got flattened. I managed to make it around him just in time to So.
Well, I appreciate you putting your body on the line to get on the stream, dude.
Yeah. We cutting it close.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm doing craft brews now on here, so I'm gonna go out to the store and get some local craft brews. This one is called Trailhead Imperial IPA. I don't know where it's from. It's just this. Oh, it's from Eugene. Okay, Eugene.
Is there a Bigfoot on it?
Yeah,
there was.
We got a big Sasquatch culture up in the PNW.
Yeah. My friend Charlie wrote a whole novel about it.
Yeah, and I was saying I'm just doing tea right now, so sorry I can't join in. But maybe we'll do something local to Huntsville at some point.
Yeah. If you guys got some local brews, that'd be it's a Monday night. It's fun to shake things up.
I'm not a bit of help on brews, but if I guess I could bring a glass of wine.
I like wine, dude. Wine's delicious.
Yeah.
I never got into wine until I was in the Navy and I went to Sicily, and
that'll do it.
Yeah, you really, when in Rome, technically, I don't know if I went to actually Rome, but close enough. I went to this like winery that was on a volcano. It was on Mount Etna. So yeah, I started drinking wine and never looked back.
Well, I think most booze drinks. The answer is, when I was in the Navy, I got a taste for blank. And that's how it works.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. Yeah, a lot of rum, a lot of whiskey. Jameson, that was a big one I got a taste for because I went to the Jameson distillery in Dublin, and loved it. But anyway, the Black Company.
Yeah.
Great foundational book, military fantasy.
Man, I miss books like this. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because people don't write in that style anymore. And this is like the books I read as a kid.
Mm-hmm. And
because I started reading adult books really early. I'm talking about 9-10 years old. I was reading adult fantasy. And things like Goblin and One Eye messing with each other.
Oh my God.
Which absolutely hilarious, but putting a scene like that in there now, it would risk getting you canceled by half the audience.
Oh, dude, that part when I think it's One Eye calls Goblin like a poof or something.
A poof. Yeah, the flies shoot out of his nose, and then the Goblin summons the Shadow Demon, and the Shadow Demon leans over and goes, "You were the one that corrupted the boy."
Croker's like, what does he say about Goblin? He's like, Goblin is like extraordinarily heterosexual or something like that.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't true, but it was funny.
Yeah.
It was. It is. But that one had me laughing aloud. In the, like the people at the people at the stoplight were looking at me like I was crazy while I was cackling behind the wheel.
Yeah.
No, 84 is I mean, that is 42 years ago. It's incredible how much changed since then. Just generally the whole style is different now. It takes way more time to get to its main plot than I think you're supposed to officially do that. But I mean, it has a weird structure, which I loved. I loved the very strange structure. I love the ongoing. We win every single encounter, yet somehow we're being defeated at every turn that happens.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's like the regular troops, right? Like they're sucking it up, and then the Black Company is having to like, bear the burden of the entire campaign, and to the point where like all the other like regular commanders are having to report to the Black Company's captain because they can't figure it out. Yeah, but to go back to Goblin and One Eye, not only are they just funny, but like it's so, I don't know, it's so strange how like it seems like in today's style of writings, like if someone tried to put two characters getting in a wizard fight while they're trying to hide from like
you
enemy
idiot.
forces, like, why would you put that in there? Like that just seems so stupid. But like I don't know, it works really well here. It's so funny, dude, because they just have been doing dumb shit like the whole book. And like,
well, and that's so. It was mentioned somewhere while we were talking. Ben, I know I brought it up at one point that like the wizards in the Black Company are not. They're not taken.
Taken's level.
Right.
Yeah, they're not. But Silent manages to sneak by one.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Two of them. And I'm sorry,
And
but some of the and the lady, that was impressive getting by now maybe the lady knew and didn't care, but still. But my point being is that when you see later in the book what these dudes are capable of doing, they may not be as scary as the Taken, but compared to any other normal dude running around, I mean, I'm not messing with any of them. Serious,
they lampshaded that when the Taken were commenting about the company's wizards just goofing off and making these incredibly elaborate illusion spells against each other and all that. The Taken made the comment, they're wasting their talents. They're kind of surprised by how good their talents were.
Yeah.
And, why are they wasting it? And Kroger just says, well, they're actually enjoying themselves. You don't seem to be enjoying your power.
Ever.
Which was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, to see what is involved in making someone become a Taken, I'm not surprised that they're not enjoying their power. It seems like it kind of screwed them over.
Yeah, I kind of thought Croker was heading that way until I saw all what was involved. Like, it's the incessant torture for 3 days that nobody remembers.
Dying, coming back to life, dying, coming back to life.
Yeah. 15 or 20 times.
Yeah, just so we know we got all the rebellion out of you. But the magic system in this, I love that it's from Croker's point of view, so he really doesn't know anything about magic or what the hell's going on, and it's so off the wall. Like the spells that Croker or Goblin and One Eye come up with, and they're like the way they cast spells. Like I think Goblin like does like little jigs and like makes.
Yeah, they both do. They both dance and scream and snort and wave their hands all crazy and yell gibberish,
as well as verbal components.
Oh my god! And then when they got, I can't remember. I think it was. I remember the guy's name. He was one of the rebel like leaders. They got his hair right, and they made that trap for him.
Yeah.
And, like, that was such a cool trap. Like, all right, put the guy's head in here, and you get all this gold. But it's like the spell from Goblet of Fire, where like you can't put your name in the Goblet of Fire unless you're a certain age or whatever. Yeah, it's like so you can't accept the treasure unless you actually put the guy. Like they try to put someone else's head in there to see if they can trick the spell. The whole thing, that was such a fun scene. I have to say, like with the Taken, like we know because Crooker keeps saying that they're like super evil and like terrifying, and like he feels terrified around them. But then when they actually converse with him, like Catcher and the lady, they seem kind of chill. Like just when they're conversing and like talking, then obviously they do really fucked up things, and we tell that he's afraid of them. But like just like from their actual exchanges verbally, they don't seem as terrifying. And he seems to get away with a lot of shit. He's like, I can't believe I just said that, but he says it and he keeps saying stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I like that.
I have a theory about that. And now that we've read the whole book and spoilers, of course, and all that, because Shifter's not much different. Shifter communicates, and I actually enjoyed Shifter in the scenes that he was in. Everybody talked about how much of a bastard he was, which I'm sure as many people as he's killed, he is. But
yeah,
from a personality perspective, you know, he was always actually kind of funny, and you know, we joked about him winging crap half the time.
yeah.
But I think that they can sense something about Croker, and now that we know who Taker was, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, the lady has a thing for some kind of thing going with Croker, right?
Yeah.
We don't know what it is. We don't know if she sees the prophet in him or what the deal is. I think Taker could see that too. I think that there's a little bit of I don't want to call it romantic because that's not the right that word's not right. But it's a lot easier to put up with somebody's shit when you're attracted to them.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the word for that is in common parlance that doesn't involve profanity, but I think we're seeing some of that with Taker as well.
I think they do at some level know that Croker is apparently going to become some kind of a prophet or something, because I mean, isn't that why they were trying to assassinate him?
I think they were trying to assassinate him because he was a witness to what happened with the other Taken, and he didn't want them, and they didn't want him telling the lady. Now, after that, I don't know.
Well, it said twice you were tried to assassinate for knowledge, and then third time is for what you might do. That's what it said. So I know there's a lot more in the future. I do want to follow up more Black Company later, but I have other books in the queue right now. But but I'm just interested to see where it goes. I do love the fact that he's got he is kicking and screaming, being dragged into being a man of destiny.
Exactly.
And, he hates it.
Yeah, I always like that trope when someone has like a super one. They already experienced magic. They know that all this supernatural stuff is real and it exists, and he's literally interacting with this like demigod lady, and then has a dream about the future. And then he comes out of it and he's like, nah, it's just a dream. I'm not, like, he knows it wasn't, but like on the surface, he's like, I'm just going to ignore that. And it's not real. But then he obviously, like, I think he obviously believes that Darling is going to be the Rose. I think. Yeah.
His denial is entertaining, where it's like very obviously the lady came to him in a dream and told him about part of her plan. And he's like, yeah, whatever. It was just a dream.
Yeah, just denial there. Well, he does that as also a conscious way of that's how he preserves, I think, a lot of what he does. He preserves it by writing it down and forgetting about it. It seems like that's how he deals with a lot of these things. I love that he admits to being an unreliable narrator in it. Yeah. I love that there's this little subtext that the Black Company is actually a lot nastier and a lot more evil than he puts it, than he wants it to be, and then he makes it, in his story. But he does everything he can to make it as good as it can be, or as good as he kind of wants them to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when we get to the part where they have sacked that rebel camp, and he's kind of talking about how the men are having their way with the rebel ladies. I definitely you get the sense that he's like trying to refrain from being too graphic and trying to like maybe save their reputations a little bit by being a little unreliable.
Yeah, one of the dudes runs up and is like, "Hey man, it's out." And he's got like his wife over his shoulder, and Crooker's like, "Yeah, very nice."
Very nice.
Like, what do you want me to say?
Yeah, I love Croker's loyalty to the company. Like how he he narrates like that. He only wants to he doesn't want to paint them in a bad light or write them in a bad light. And then the scene where he's reading from like previous analysts, and even when he does that, Raven's like, wow, that made me feel something. Like that was like, I feel like I'm actually part of the company now, kind of thing. I don't know, like that camaraderie. I love that aspect of the company and Croker's character.
Well, I think it's actually kind of interesting because Croker, despite his protestations, is actually a good character. He's actually good.
Yeah.
He has some compromises he does, but he is, he doesn't do most of the war crimes himself. He's not happy with doing war crimes. He tries, he talks about how he doesn't have like a Hippocratic oath, but he does try to preserve life rather than take it. He is pretty focused on that. He does the right thing when the chips are down. He gives he helps Raven and Darling get away.
Mm-hmm.
He is kind of a I just keep on thinking, as I love the fact that these books are written from the evil overlord side of the fence for the epic the epic standard Dragonlance style fantasy that's happening on the other side. And I'm just thinking of the Darling side, epic fantasy. In the Darling side epic fantasy, he is just sort of was an evil and dark and scary man, but he eventually relents and then lets her escape the evil dark company and the wicked overlord and all that. So on that side, he's the unexpected ally. Mm-hmm. But since we see the whole thing from the overlord side, that was really well done. That was really clever. I'm trying to think that I don't think that has a lot of Black Company has taken off. There's a lot of pastiches and remixes and versions of Black Company, but I don't think from the evil overlord side, but the ground pounder view like that has been done nearly as much.
I feel like Berserk is, maybe I don't remember what side that company Mercenaries is on, but I don't know. I felt very, very Berserky.
Berserk's whole thing is Griffith is supposed to be honorable and noble. The leader of the band is supposed to be honorable and noble, and then betrays everyone. Spoiler alert for an anime that's older than I am and is an absolute classic. Griffith is the bad guy. If you don't know why that is, then I hope you're above 18 when you figure it out. Woof.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of the best animes ever. By all means, if you are of age, go watch it.
Yeah, I definitely watched it in high school when I was not 18.
Yeah. Why?
Oh, yeah, don't. Yeah,
most of us.
I'm not your parent, but just
do whatever you like.
You do whatever you like. Yeah. Good. I haven't watched. I don't think I've watched it since then. So maybe I need to go rewatch it because I don't remember all the ins and outs of who they were fighting and stuff. But yeah, Griffin is definitely not a good dude. He was supposed to be, but yeah, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forgot where I was at, but I kind of touch back a little bit more on Croker's love of his company. I love that in that last scene when when they catch up with Raven and Raven says I don't know, kind of insults the company a little bit, calls them cutthroats or whatever. And then he's Croker's basically hey man, watch your fucking mouth, okay? They're cutthroats, but those are my boys, all right? So you take this bread and you go. Oh, also Croker giving him his share of the treasure from when they stole the treasure from Catcher. Yeah, that was cool. That was a good send off, and just showed how I don't know, honorable Croker. I love Croker. He's such a good guy. Mm-hmm. He's such a boy.
Yeah, that loyalty is a huge. You don't see that's. You see all kinds of grimdark crap now. You see a lot of grimdark, but the what makes it work in Black Company is his loyalty, the genuine virtue of loyalty, which is not something that you see in fantasy or sci-fi, or books. Period. Loyalty is as a virtue, as that's his his chief virtue. He's very high on loyalty, and you don't see that a lot. I loved that it was there.
Yeah. I also love that it was like paid back to him. So like when he was recovering from almost being I don't think it was from the assassination. I think it's from when he had the experience with the lady that totally messed him up. But like from then on, after he was almost assassinated, like I think it was like Goblin, like there's people like tailing him, like his own guys were like with him all the time to make sure that nothing happened to him.
Yeah, taking care of him.
Yeah.
Well, and it tracks because that dude's your I don't care what kind of group you're in. That dude's like your backbone. You know what I mean? Like the guy that always shows up. And it's like, oh, hey, who takes care of us every time we get tore up? And Croker saves Raven. He saves the sergeant in the beginning, not Elmo.
He saves Elmo too, but yeah, he saves a lot of people.
They have to go to the restaurant because the restaurant's poisoning, and the sergeant in charge gets tore up in that fight and like loses an eye and all kinds of stuff, and Croker saves him too. So he, when that dude's literally putting you back together all the time, if something happens to him, man, as a YN who is a heavyweight electrical worker would say, you don't fuck with Doc.
Yeah, I feel like what was I gonna say? I forgot. If you guys got something else, jump in. Oh yeah, he's also the because I feel like not only is he their healer, their doc, but like he's also like the fact that he's their analyst. It seems like that's a really important role for the company. Which again, that's just I don't know, like that wanting to hold on to their history and to like how important it is to like not only remember their history and listen to it be told, but then like, okay, we got to write down the shit we're doing right now. We got to keep it for posterity's sake. We can't let let it be forgotten or anything like that.
Well, he was threatening people to take them out. Like that was his threat. Yeah. And that was early on. Like, nope, I know you. You don't take out anything. Mm-hmm. But that was his threat because it's a big deal to them. Well, it's a big deal to the lady and to Soul Taker. It basically is pointed out that the reason why they want him along in a lot of these cases is because they want somebody to record the truth for posterity. They want him to record what they're doing. Yeah. Whatever their horrible plans are.
Yeah, with the whole horrible plans, like I feel like the politics with the Taken was so weird because we ended up learning that the Dominator is alive, and because he's such a powerful mage, he can communicate with. It seems like maybe he can communicate with anybody, but he seems like obviously he's going for people that can actually help him. So he's
specifically the female Taken.
The female Taken, and some of the female rebels, like in the circle, which I love that there's a character who's the big bad named the Dominator who has a special ability to influence females. That's a bold move, Glen Cook. Bold move. Like it was the 80s though, so gets a pass.
It's very 84.
Yeah. But yeah, like so we learned that like in the middle of this huge conflict, you got the rebels and the Empire. Some of the rebels and some of the Taken are on the same side, but they're killing each other. And the lady knows that some of the Taken are evil, and Croker doesn't really know exactly what the hell's going on. So he gives him a bow, and she's like, when you get the itch, just go ahead and shoot one of the Taken with this bow. When the mood strikes. So he's like, that's it. Like there's no other info you can give me. She's like, no. She's like, you'll know. Just pull the string or the trigger, as they say. That was, I don't know. Like I love that it's told from his point of view, and he doesn't know what the hell's going on, and he's given like this Immortals bow, which I don't remember the name of the bow from Greek mythology that they get in the Immortals movie, but he gets this bow that can just kill demigods one shot, basically. So he starts shooting demigods, but he's still like in their presence, and then he goes into the medical tent, and then the fourth Alaka comes back, but then Bone Gnasher or Bone Crusher, whatever his name, and he's there with his weird fucking crocodile head, like being like threatening him, but also apparently he's doing security duty, and he's like choking out this fourth Alaka and saves Croker at the last second. So it's like some are taking to try to kill him, some of them are protecting him, but he's in the middle of all of them, like in between them, and it's just I don't know, it's this weird politics that you don't know what's going on. Like the enemies are literally in your camp. It's just funny. And then it's like until the last second when they go on that chase after Catcher, and then finally they figure out to roll the dice like.
I just want to highlight this for a moment. All these Taken, right? They're these super badass wizards. And you've got one that steals souls, and one that summons poison clouds, and one that can call down storms, and one that can transform himself into any man or beast. And then you've got another dude who's just literally fucking 10 foot tall and bulletproof. and chokes out a were-leopard. just snatches up a were-leopard and
it's like that meme. It's like I don't know if it's Meat Wizard casts fists or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much, man. It just absolutely cracked me up, man. It's like, oh yeah, what's up with this guy? And it's like he's just absolutely massive, man. That's his magic. I cast iron.
Yeah, that was funny, dude. That's another thing. The Four Vlaka, I still don't really understand what went down there. So, like, they're saying that Shifter was the Four Vlaka that attacked him, but they like ripped that thing's like throat. Like, that thing was heavily wounded, so the Shifter just healed real quickly. Did they wound Shifter? Is that what happened? You guys think?
Yeah, and all the Taken are very, very tough. Like, it's clear that all of them have abilities to withstand wounds far beyond what anything is, and Shifter especially has a healing ability. So,
well, and not only that, but Shifter bounces a sword at one point. Mm-hmm. When the general is when Shifter's the horse, and the general hits him with his own horse with his sword, it just pings off him.
Yeah.
So that's the way I took it, was that it was either Shifter or they have another Four Vlaka squirreled in the back somewhere.
Yeah. Dude, that Four Vlaka really had a shit ending, dude. Like, it got caught by Bone Gnasher, and then it got like crucified, and then when One Eye figured out it was still alive, he just like is out there like stripping strips of bacon off the thing until it like fucking dies. Rough way to go.
Rough way to go indeed.
Yeah, dude. Another thing with this book is the pacing. Well, one, his prose is very terse. I guess he's like a lot of really short, simple sentences, which I really liked. But the pacing, like we mentioned it before, like some of these huge, sprawling battles are just like really short. Like this happened. We went to bed, woke up the next day, a bunch of people died. I think one of my favorite battles from this whole book was the desert, which was basically just a retreat. Like they're retreating through this desert with the rebel forces hot on their tails. You got Stormbringer, who's got this crazy dust storm that's encircling them, and then I think it's Bug-Eye and Goblin and probably Silent have like this little cone of calmness around like the convoy where like the wagons with the injured and stuff are in, and then all the other warriors are like you have to like go out in shifts into the sandstorm to basically march backwards and like keep having like clashes with the rebels who are chasing them. Like that just sounds awful. That sounds so exhausting. And yeah, the whole scene when they get to the not Trail of Tears. I can't remember what it's called. Something.
The Stair of Tears.
Stair of Tears.
Yeah, that whole soiree through the desert. That was just so cool.
That was I noticed. We'll go ahead, Jesse.
Oh well, I was going to say, and that shows us another thing about Croker, that Croker doesn't really. I mean, it's there, but Croker doesn't highlight it that much. Croker's like, yeah, I'm not really a fighter compared to everybody else. And then it's like, oh, we need somebody assassinated. Go get Croker. It's like,
yeah, we're gonna give him the blunt arrow.
Yeah, dude, you, Raven, and Elmo are the scariest people here when we're not counting magic. Like, don't even pretend. Like,
yeah, for sure. I also like that he was like annoyed that he had to do his doctor job. He's like, oh, I need to go be on the front line.
Well, yeah, he was just getting twitchy. He wanted to risk himself too.
Mm-hmm.
But I did notice, so the frontline stuff, the assassination, I do notice. So Glen Cook has many wonderful things, but he does commit one of the sins that fantasy authors will sometimes commit, which is making bows into guns.
Mm-hmm.
Like bows are way, way less effective than a gun. I
Yeah.
mean, a bow does not have the penetration, does not have the power, does not have the range, does not have the even the best, the very, very, very best of the English, like a good Welsh longbow, doesn't have the kind of casual I'm going to shoot in a windstorm ability that these things have. And a lot of the wounds you can see, he's looking at real world wounds. Was Glen Cook a non-vet from the time, or was he just very familiar with the era?
Let's Google it.
Because he was clearly influenced by Vietnam style stories and a lot of the stuff. It felt like guns. You know, bows are guns for a lot of what he's doing. Whereas in actual medieval warfare, bows were not guns. Even the most effective guns and the very very best, the very very best bows were like nothing compared to even a kind of a crappy bow, or even a kind of crappy gun.
It's a totally different wound type. Without being super nerdy, the subsonic projectiles rely on weight and gravity and penetration, versus supersonic projectiles, speed makes a lot more difference and the impact's totally different. But yeah, I agree with you. There's a lot of but I play that off on the magic too, because how can I put this? I think it was Taker, but I'm not 100% sure. But right after he gets that bow, one of the Taking comes at him. And it's like flying as this like deadly, funky cloud thing.
Yes.
And Crocker goes twong, and it gets hit, and it gets hit and like screams and runs away, because it was like running into a toddler with a handgun. It's like, I'm gonna go up this dude's ass, and then all of a sudden he shoots you. So I blame some of that on the magic.
Well, that bow specifically was magical. I think that was and the arrows I think they were specifically deadly to the Taken. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. If I'm remembering correctly. But dude, side note, those carpet rides were golden. That was like such. I was not expecting, because I think carpet rides, I think like Arabian settings, not like it's clear. It seems like more of a European style setting. And maybe I'm just misinterpreting. I mean, it's hard to say because the names of all the places are so simple. It's like Rose and very simple names.
I don't know. Black Company a lot of the time feels like we took a European style army in a way and dropped it into the Middle East.
Yeah.
That's the way it feels to me, because you got the big desert, and then you got the steppes, and the huge tower, and all that. Like I actually compliment the book on that. It doesn't feel like just one fantasy as far as like Western, Eastern, or whatever. It feels very much like he was pulling from everywhere. And that I thought that was cool. And that there's a north and a south, and that we know there's a whole part of the planet that's not going through all this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's also like, besides just, like the geography, he also describes multiple different races as far as like skin tone goes. Like Bug-Eye, it sounds like he's very dark skinned, but then a lot of the other people he describes as like pale. I think like a lady's very pale, or fair, whatever, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, like even just the characters themselves are very well, I hate to say this word, but they're very diverse in a good way, and in a not cheesy forced way. So yeah, it's a weird it's like he didn't like pin it down and say this is definitely an analog for Europe or whatever.
Yeah, him going super simple with the names helps that too.
Yeah.
There's not a there's not it doesn't go to one particular European. Obviously, this is being translated, and so the jewel cities are the names of different semi-precious gems.
Yeah.
There's a whole set of various places have various themes. There's roses, there's oak. I like that. I like how that. I like that kind of makes it. In some ways, it makes it. It's still strange at first, but then in some ways, it really makes it very. If you think about it, if you think of it in terms of translation, that makes sense because that's what most place names are. Most place names, if you boil it down to, is just some simple,
named
river.
after something. Yeah.
Right. Like, Torpenhow Hill kind of a thing. But a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm digging it. Simple names. Oh, it's good to see that the Limper survived. I thought he was donezo, dude.
Sneaky.
Yeah, the magic is so great. Like, so when they get out of the desert, and once again we see Croaker, or not Croaker, I keep saying Bug-Eye and Goblin messing around, and then I don't remember his name, but it was he was like the general. It was one of the circle. Like he makes his face appear over their camp. Harkin, yeah, and then One Eye and Goblin. I don't remember which one. They give his magic face pimples. It's just something totally stupid, hilarious. But then the Taken's magic that Croaker kind of describes during the siege was really cool. I think one where somebody summoned giants to come down and rip apart the rebels' siege, like the bridges and stuff like that. One of them picks up a tree trunk and is smashing rebels with it. Cool stuff, dude. I gotta say the amount of attrition that the rebels were absorbing was insane. I'm like, man, you guys must really not like the Empire. You're just out here just getting mowed down.
Well, I think that's part of it. That's part of the Vietnam era thing too, because that was the American perception, even if it wasn't reality. But the perception was, there were infinity Viet Cong. No matter what, there was going to be more Viet Cong. It didn't matter what the actual facts on the ground were. It felt like, I'm sure it felt like to them, there was nothing. There was just always going to be another uprising. I did look it up, by the way. He was not in Vietnam, but he was in Marine Force Recon Unit.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, and he.
So he's like a badass,
right? Glen Cook knows what he's doing. Basically, when it comes to modern, I could tell real combat is in there, but I could also tell it was real gunpowder combat.
Yeah,
but he knows what he's talking about when it comes to violence.
That's a good point. I've never noticed that. I've never thought about that. But man, keep losing Jesse. I've never thought about fantasy writers treating bows as being too powerful. But especially with Legolas. Yeah, he's an elf and stuff, but he's out there he's got a semi-automatic fucking bow, dude. He's that's a good point.
Well,
I'm gonna keep my eye open for that stuff now.
Yeah, well, and there's lots of different ways to explain that away. Legolas isn't human. Who knows what the poundage on that bow is? And he can draw. But Aragorn wasn't human either. A lot of people forget that.
Yeah.
That he was, they ran, Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas run after the orcs for 3 days straight without stopping. There's no human on the planet that can do that. You'll fall over dead.
The youngest one of them was 83 years old.
Yeah.
82. Man.
I
need to run
more. Not that much. Not if you want to be here next week.
It's true.
I know. I see people go because I follow Cameron Haynes and guys like that, or I can't remember the guy's name, but they'll go on I think it's a 24-hour run, which I think comes out to 100 miles or something. I'm like 24 hours, dude. But yeah, 3 days. That sounds deadly.
I'm sure
there's people that take breaks. It's just gnarly. Go ahead.
I'm sure there's somebody out there because I know there's something like a 72-hour race or whatever, but those guys have to stop at some point. I'm sure with the proper conditioning, it is somewhere within the realm of human possibility, but you try that stuff, kind of
sadistic masochist is like, I'm gonna go run for 72 hours straight. Like, I don't get it. I understand challenging yourself, but like that doesn't even seem healthy. It just seems like it's bad for you all around.
But apparently, the Black Company is able to do close to that amount of stuff because they are in a continuous non-stop fight and retreat through unbelievable. But the thing is, routing units will run, and they'll run a shockingly long way. But the fact that they were running in good order, a retreat that long, like if you know anything about historical battles, that alone means that the captain should probably be the best military commander in the history of the universe.
Yeah.
I mean, people, there's some people who don't like respect George Washington as much because they see his win-loss ratios. You know, he lost a lot of battles against superior forces. I'm not dissing that, but the fact that
I know where you're going.
The fact that George Washington kept the Continental Army intact after all those defeats is insane. That does not happen. He was an insanely good commander to be able to keep everything that way. And so the Black Company is the same kind of thing where if you're able to keep force cohesion, you know, you're able to keep everybody with their equipment. Nobody's tossing down their shields and swords. If you're able to keep in good order retreat, if you know actual military history, that's a more impressive and magical feat than half of the Taken's magic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and not only are you doing it with, you're not doing it with regulars. You're doing it with these like hyper aggressive, like crazy criminal kind of guys, which it kind of makes sense then that dealing with the regular troopers is nothing weird. You're just doing normal green weenie stuff instead of all the crazy crap that Goblin and One Eye are doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like more impressive in this instance because like you said, it's not only force cohesion, but he's also folding in people that aren't even part of his company. So it's like you're mingling forces that don't normally work together into this really crazy. Now, granted, obviously there's magic that's aiding them in this retreat, but still, like it is an impressive feat by the captain. We still got Jesse. Oh,
yep, I'm here.
He was in and out. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I was gonna say something. I forgot what it was. I do that all the time.
No, I was just impressed over the overall, like just going to the entire book. I was, he was kind of effortless in it. It's hard to believe that this was his first published novel. Like that is impressive stuff. He was truly a generational. I mean, he is still alive. He's in his 80s now, but like a generational talent, just really, really good, just really, really easily readable.
Yeah,
I loved how he churned that. I mean, he churned the stories out too. He kept on, actually following up and following through all of his series. I'm more and more impressed. I'd actually read one of his Garrett PI books before, a long while ago, which are the less well known, but those are it's a private investigator in a fantasy city kind of stuff.
Yeah,
those are funny. Those are really funny. Those are also Glen Cook, but those are very different from Black Company. Yeah,
this is the first Glen Cook book that I've read. Have you read this before, Ben?
No, somehow it's amazing. I've read so much, but this was a gap in my knowledge.
Yeah, I hadn't read it before either. As much of an action fan and everything as I am, I hadn't gotten around to it yet. So that's why it was so cool to do it for book club. I had a reason.
Yeah, and I always see people talk about it and stuff, and I was like, I need to read that something. It's like I hadn't read Starship Troopers until I started doing YouTube, and I was like, okay, well, I got to go knock out some of these foundational books.
I'm amazed you got out of the military without reading Starship Troopers. I guess it is more of an Army and Marines thing, but
yeah,
still.
Honestly, I didn't read I read Harry Potter, and like The Witcher when I was in the Navy. It wasn't until I really started wanting to be a writer and stuff that I started reading more. And then when I started my YouTube channel, I started reading more, and then I was like, I'm reading all these things, may as well talk about them, and then it kind of just grew from there. But yeah, I did not read it in the Navy, for shame. I mean, I watched the shit out of the movie growing up. I love that movie. And I don't want to hear anything about satire. I don't care. That movie made me want to be in the military, so your satire fucking didn't work. Okay?
Oh, it was terrible satire. It would totally derail the episode if I have to go into the book versus the movie star. It was that. I know this is like the same dude that did RoboCop.
Yeah.
But oh my God, did you fuck this up so bad that it became good again? It was such an utter failure that you made something timeless. Congratulations, you have failed so badly. You rolled a 1 so hard it rolled back to a 20. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm seeing cool weapons. I don't sympathize with bugs. I'm supposed to feel bad that we're getting people to sign up to the military to go fight carnivorous bugs. No, fuck those bugs, dude. You got hot chicks you get to go take showers with. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't see the downside here. Okay.
Well, the whole thing for me is when you look at Rico's parents and you look at the city that he lives in. So the whole thing is like life under fascism, and none of these people can vote. No political agency, and they live fantastically and have all kinds of money and afford to travel to Zegama Beach. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's like this is bad. It's like,
yeah, it's clearly. Oh no! He hops back in quick.
Man, Restream really hates Mozilla. I gotta get over home. Yeah, I'll be back in a second.
All right. Yeah, I think what's his name? Van Hoveren. I don't know how to say his name.
Mhm.
I mean, I think he intentionally. I don't think he tried to do a faithful adaptation. I don't think he likes the source material. Maybe he does. I don't know.
Well, I think it's he. I think he didn't actually read it, if I remember correctly.
Nice.
He like skimmed it and was like, "Yeah, I got this," and go. But you know what? It's sometimes the so bad it's good stuff it's a rollicking good time. It's fun. And you had a bunch of good stars. So of course,
yeah,
parody doesn't work when you have that many just wonderfully charismatic stars, and they really, really, truly cared about a lot of the details. The special effects were great for that time.
Oh my God, still
they
great
accidentally made a better movie.
Yeah. I like the message of like hyper nationalism or whatever, or like propaganda to like trick people into like being pro-military. I'm like, bro, these bugs are shooting butt rockets at Earth and blowing up Buenos Aires, dude. Like, I am kill them all, baby. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this doesn't work in satire.
But somehow that was a false flag.
Oh yeah.
The asteroid's false flag. That somehow comes flying out of space at the Roger Young, which is not anywhere near any other ship or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a mess.
I know, like, I went and read the book and I was like, what the hell, dude? Like even the scene, I really remember the scene from the movie where he goes to the recruiter and the guy's like, it made me the man I am today. And like, he has no legs and stuff. And like, in the movie, it's supposed to be portrayed as like this guy's so brainwashed that he lost his legs and he still loves it. But like in the book, he's like, bro, you don't want to join. We don't need you. Like, you really don't want to join. He like tries to talk Rico out of joining the military. Like, it's not at all what this, like, they try to portray it, in the satire. So I don't know, dude. And I honestly don't, like you said, like, you can't vote or like you don't have a bad life.
Yeah. The director.
All this makes me. Yeah.
He didn't read it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just saying, all of this, like going back to the novel, all this makes me very glad that Eliza Dushku's project failed.
What was she doing?
Like, she was going to be the producer and starred as the lady for a for a
Oh,
Black
the Black
Company
Company?
adaptation. They were doing it in 2017. I remember hearing about that, and I just like it was like the guy who wrote. It's one of the writers for a bunch of the like Man of Steel. One of those was the executive. I was just like, I am so very grateful that did not get through.
Yeah,
That would not have been handled well.
and that sucks, man. Like I really wish there was like some people in Hollywood that would like want to actually do some faithful adaptations of really cool works out there. Maybe there's some independent people who want to pick it up and do a Black. I don't know much about independent films, so I don't know what that scene looks like.
I
What?
think AI. That's one of the things that might actually really, like, we're gonna see when the tools get easier to use that there's gonna be a lot of stuff like that that's getting like fan bases are gonna get a lot more micro niche, if that makes sense.
I hope so, dude. Like the Darth Maul video on YouTube
100%.
is so cool. Like the Stardies videos, that were like the fan made videos, are so cool. RFM says Casper Van Dyne made that role. Dude, he killed
100%.
that role, dude. I fucking love that movie so much. And you know, like it's what, like you said, like he's like so failed at the satire that it became a classic for a completely opposite reason. And I feel like Helldivers has also done that exact same. Like they made the same mistake. They've completely failed, and I think they know that they failed at their satire, because I've noticed that they've added new lines in for like the NPCs to say. There's a lot of like random out of nowhere lines talking shit about socialism. Like what? I'm trying to go blow up some bots, and you're talking about socialism. So I feel like they're trying to like overcorrect now, because they're like, our satire is not working the way we want it to.
I showed up on the planet to try and get a bunch of people off the planet, and the bugs started trying to eat me. So at this point, no matter how much of an asshole you want to paint me as, I have a bug and a shotgun and a problem.
Yeah.
How do you think? Like, what do you think I'm gonna do?
The thing that cracks me up the most. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, the cure to male loneliness is space racism, and I believe that 100%.
And power armor. Space racism.
Power
and
armor.
Well,
Yeah,
they're just terrified that somebody somewhere might enjoy what they're putting out for the wrong reasons.
Oh, for sure.
They're just like terrified by that. Which, I mean, I don't get. Like, I don't care what you are. If you buy one of my books, I'm quite happy that you're buying my books, and I hope you enjoy it. Like, that's kind of that's always my thing. But it's weird, this like absolute horror and terror that there might be someone somewhere enjoying the book wrong.
Well, it just cracks me up, because like the overall, like the actual structure of the Helldivers lore is, it's a one world government, or a one galactic government, where anybody who tries to spread a dissenting message it's propaganda. It's not real. You got to go shut that down, right? So sounds like fact checkers to me. It seems like they made themselves, and instead of realizing that they just made themselves, they're like, this is actually right wing. And what they do to like kind of like paint it like that, they'll put like on the load screen, there's one thing that's like, show how much you love capitalism and buy a war bond. Like that's not that doesn't make everything else about the game magically right wing. It's like that, and then like the oil, like that. Those are the two things that kind of like make it right wing. And then now they've added all the socialism comments that the NPCs make. So I don't know, but yeah, Black Company, awesome. We got some time. We can still talk about Starship Troopers. I love that movie.
Yeah. Well, I actually have a hard stop at 10. So
okay. You got like 5
I'll
minutes.
have to go there. Yeah. But man, thanks for suggesting this, because like I said, it's been a shameful gap in my reading history for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm glad for a good excuse to check out something that's a classic for a reason.
Yeah. Do you have a novel out, or do you just have short stories out right now?
I just have short stories right now.
Okay.
Hey, if anybody likes to, Pogue 2, which is a mil sci-fi anthology about the other guys, like the logistics guys, the sensor officers. Yeah. Well, Pogue 2 is out from Rack Press. We have something in that's hilarious. Everybody who's read it has been like just laughing, but it's action too.
Yeah.
But yeah, our first novel will be dropping, and we got the pre-order date is going to be May 1st. So that'll be Shepherd. Yeah, I am. Yeah. I'm looking forward to being able to reveal it officially, because we got to polish all that, and we're trying to get all the covers going together, because it's a fantasy book. I do not believe in selling fantasy books trilogies with one book done and the rest unwritten. So we're actually gonna have all the books written before the first one by June. By the time it releases in June, all three of the books will be written. First draft for the third one.
Well, it's actually kind of a good sales strategy in this. This post George R. R. Martin and the other guy, Rothfuss, whatever his name is.
And Lynch.
And Lynch.
If you want to talk about a classic in fantasy, Scott Lynch has really dropped the ball. The Lies of Locke Lamora. If you haven't done that'd even be a good one for you to review if you ever wanted to. It's a fantastic book, but Scott Lynch had his big long plans and he dropped it after 3 books, I think. So yeah, we're big on just get it done, get the trilogy done. I mean, the world isn't gonna, I guess, spoiler alert, the world's not exploded. There's more stories that can be told in the world.
Yeah.
But the story, I feel like you should tell the story and get it finished.
Yeah, I feel like for hesitant readers that don't want to pick up a new series, if you already are like, all the books are written, you've already sold those people on getting your book 1. That's a good idea.
I'm cheating. I don't have the whole series complete yet when my Kickstarter's going to drop in April. I have a anthology to hold people over, written from more famous authors than me. So I'm cheating a little bit.
Nice.
That's very cool.
For your short stories, Ben, do you and your wife like co-write them, or you guys just
yes.
You guys do co-write them?
We are legit co-writers. We like Life of Delivery Man and Pogue 2. It is like, if you look at the prose count, we counted it up. It's literally it's 60. It is literally 60-60 in the prose.
Nice.
I say 60-60 because there's always cuts. But no, it is like we very much like we both write. She'll be like, insert action scene here, and I'll be like, insert dialogue here. But we both write the action, we both write the dialogue. But we legit. It's Ben and Karen. It is both of us writing these things.
That's cool, man. That's a cool thing for like our relationship. You guys,
it's been really fun.
You guys enjoy it.
Yeah, we love it. It's been really fun. I mean, gosh, we've written 10 novels. So yeah, it's a lot. And it's nice to be finally in the place where we can start rolling out, because we wanted to have stuff in a good place for that. So
cool.
That's fun.
Hell yeah, man. So we got to wrap it up here. So next week, Jesse's going to take us through Shotguns and Sorcery. It basically was a panel you did at, what was the con you did it at?
So we did the panel at Con Possible, but it's not anything super special. Take guns and magic, or modern weapons and magic, and you go. Boom. And we're going to talk all about it.
Sweet, dude. Yeah, that sounds fun. And then the week after that, we're having Jason Cordova and Melissa Olthoff. I'm never going to say her name right. But yeah, they're coming on, I think it's March 2nd, is that Monday after that. And I'm currently reading their book, To Tread Obsidian Shores. I got to say, it's really good military sci-fi. I don't know if either of them are in the service, but as an air crewman, there's a lot of air crew in it. Melissa was?
No, Jason was. I'm not sure if Melissa was, but I know for a fact Jason was. He's told me stories from his time in.
I got to say, like, as an air crewman, it almost gives me PTSD, because like there's like pilots going through like their air checks and stuff, or not their air checks, their check rides to like upgrade. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting stressed out. I think about pre-flights and check rides.
I will say, if Melissa doesn't have a experience in that herself, I don't remember if she does or not, but she does have access to Casey, and Casey sure as hell does. So there's a whole Bane crew that was in they were like helicopter pilots and
Are you about
what's
Casey
the
Azell?
dude who? Yeah.
Yeah.
She
was a pilot.
And but they were the pilots and the low crew or I'm trying to remember what kind of chief it is.
Chief warrant officer.
Yeah, the dude who's in charge of like making sure
Oh,
your
crew
plane's
chief.
balanced and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, your crew chief and all that.
So I was the load master and I did the weight and balance. But yeah, the crew chiefs usually do like they sit with the pilots and like they monitor systems and stuff like that.
Yeah. So yeah, Baden has access to all.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, they did a great job. I was like, man,
I'm talking about,
like, yeah, I'm very impressed with the authenticity of specifically because I can't speak to Legionnaires. I've never done Legionnaire shit, but as far as the aircrew stuff goes on the Rhino airplane, have either of you guys read this book, Tread Obsidian?
No, try to look at it. I have read both stuff that each one of them has made separately, and both of them can write. So I'll try to check it out if I can.
Yeah, I love anything Legion do. Galaxy's Edge, whatever. There's a Legion in it. I'm probably gonna like it. But all right, guys.
I got a book for you.
Yeah, you do. Nice. What do you got, dude?
Yeah, because my first novel is the United States Sorcerers Legion. So
Hell yeah, dude!
All the magicians go in their own branch.
Hell yeah, right there. Well, let me know when it comes out, dude. Yeah. Well, I'm excited to talk about shotguns and sorcery. I'm already working on the thumbnail, and I'm having some fun with AI and making wizards with shotguns. It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, Black Company is awesome. If you're watching this video later and you haven't read it, dude, go pick it up. It's so fun. If you like military fantasy, like I said, it's a foundational book for that genre. So go check it out. You won't be disappointed. It's fun. It's old school. Yeah, can't recommend it enough. But yeah, see you guys next Monday for some shotguns and sorcery, dude. Shotgun sorcery.
All right. Thanks, Bruce. Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah,
see you guys.